Damn metronome. Why is there a metronome? Oh, I guess I should talk into the microphone. Talking to the microphone for me. Let me see if I get a little something.
I'm talking to the microphone.
Yeah.
See if you got a little something. Do you got a little something in this microphone? Microphone.
Okay. We're checking it. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I will pay you to stop. Please don't do this. Please don't do this.
Did you get that on tape?
I did. On tape? Yes, Grandma. I got it on tape. Damn. What we sipping on, man?
All right. So today we got some loose leaf tea, Nepali Golden Black.
Oh, yeah. We got some tea. Yeah, you damn right we got some tea. All right,
and the water was boiled at 185 degrees. Actually, I think boiling...
I was about to say.
Boiling is a lot higher.
Yeah.
In order to steep this tea properly, the water needs to be between 175 and 185
Hold
degrees.
on, hold that thought. Did you not just hear a noise?
Fahrenheit. There's a giant that lives upstairs.
Okay, I was about to say, you finna be up in here by yourself. I'm finna be gone. Yeah. But yeah, okay. I think scientifically speaking, if it's boiling, it's got to be 212
That makes sense.
degrees Fahrenheit, which is 100 degrees Celsius, by the way. Doesn't that make sense?
Me.
Freezing is 0 and boiling is 100 in Celsius. That makes so much sense. But here we are over here with 32 and 212 because we got to...
It's all part of the process that has been designed to disorient us from our natural state of being.
That's not where I was going with it. I just thought we was going to trash the American units of measurement as opposed to metric. But there you go. Damn hippie shit. Anyways, let me chill. I'm already extra. Hey, hold on.
Enraged.
Let me give my disclaimer. Hey, y'all, we're recording this in February, man. And listen, I don't know what it is about February, but like I'm just extra. Like I'm just like Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? I got the Game Breaker. For any of my old school gamers, you remember the Game Breaker back on NBA Street and NFL? I got the Game Breaker. So, anyways.
I think that's so beautiful.
You don't even know what the hell I just said. And you talk about, oh, it's so beautiful. There you go. That damn hippie shit.
Well, I like to live seasonally. And it seems like you like to just let all of your pettiness come out to the max in February. So I think that's a form of living seasonally that's quite lovely, Cash.
Lovely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'll use all the flowery adjectives to balance off all the smoke.
I'll give you that
from this episode.
I like that.
So you've had some beef. You've had some beef brewing. This is someone gave you some beef and you're like, I'm gonna let this simmer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let this simmer till February. So now it's beef stew.
I like it. I can dig it. I like that. Yeah, it's beef stew. That's kind of hard, bro. Speaking of stew, shout out to my man Stu. Happy birthday. We're recording this on February 13th. That's when a legend was born. Hell yeah. Anyways, not to get on a tangent, not to get distracted. We gonna talk about this beef stew? Are we going to talk about it? We got to talk about it. It's like the damn elephant in the room. Everybody and their mama has been blowing me up about it, asking me questions about it. And it's frustrating in a way how like I can do like 37 million positive things. And then as soon as I get on the internet talking crazy, everybody want to get in my business. But hey, I'll take it.
Your life is a real life sitcom in a sense.
Yeah, it's a little too real. Because it seemed like every February, but
So let's rewind the clock.
Let's rewind.
Not back to last February because we can maybe get into that another time. But someone dropped a diss track.
Yes.
Talking smack about you.
Yes, they did.
And on top of that, they convinced someone who didn't even know you to spit some fire bars.
Absolutely fire.
On that diss track. When was that diss track released?
Let's see. Let me do math. I think it actually came out in. Okay, it's February now. So minus 6 months ago. What month was that?
Look, I got the receipts. I got the receipts in a text message from you.
From 6 months ago when I was like, these folks dropped this song.
No. This song is called Fahrenheit.
Yes.
It is on the YouTube page of The Indie Club.
That is THE space INDIE space CLUB. Go give them a listen. They are incredible, phenomenal musicians. And I do not mean this sarcastically. I genuinely mean this. conceptually, there will never be anything like the Indie Club, because this is a group made up of people from all over the world that are all in one group making music, and I just think that's crazy awesome. I'm honored to be a part of it, even though I ain't a part of it no more. But we're gonna get into it.
So the track Fahrenheit, in all capital letters, was released on July 18th.
Okay, yeah,
2024.
Yeah. So it was released in cancer season.
That's right.
Yeah, and this is the opposite of that, right? You one of them trippy hippie astrology people. Can you tell? Is that maybe what it is? Is it because it's the opposite of cancer season that I'm super sad? I don't know. I'm asking. I don't be knowing.
I gotta look at a little doodle I made actually, because that would make sense. Let me see.
I don't know how it works, man.
And by that would make sense, what I mean is that in our next episode we'll get into all this hippy dippy woo woo trippy shit. But
let's tell you whatever you want about 2 Corinthians.
Tell us about 2 Corinthians, Cash.
That's a little inside joke for myself. Don't even pay me no attention.
Look, if you're going to drop the joke on our audience, you got to at least be respectful enough to explain it to them.
I don't got to explain a damn thing. See, that's what I mean. I'm extra right now. See, I know, like in January, I wouldn't say that. You feel me? Even though I might be thinking it, but I rest my case. So listen, let me explain. The title, Fahrenheit, is a diss within itself. Did you know that?
No, tell us more.
Okay, so once upon a time, when I was in this group, there was a song called Fahrenheit that was released, I want to say, in like 2021, 2022. I don't remember if I was on it or not. It was so much going on. And honestly, I think that was more of a diss at my guy Finn. Shout out to Finn. Me and him, we got a project on the way. He also on the next Soul Carnival album. It's gonna be fire. But anyways, yeah, the original Fahrenheit came out like, some years ago. And I don't even know if I had anything to do with that track. I don't think I produced anything. I don't think I had any verses on it. I might have, but I don't remember. But anyways, that's what that was a reference to. It was like, oh, we're going to delete the original Fahrenheit and So yeah, that's already like a diss. Like, hey, we took y'all's hard work down and now we're going to put this up. So.
Dang.
I feel like that was a sarcastic dang.
It was, because I'm distracted.
Why are you distracted right now, cuz?
Because the sign opposite from Cancer is
still
actually Capricorn, and Capricorn season is end of December into February.
I don't know what that means. You said something about some candy corn and asparagus?
Exactly. You got to eat your asparagus before you can have your candy corn.
Okay, 10-4. But yeah, so where are we at chronologically, or how are we trying to dive into this?
So it was a diss track titled to kind of poke fun at our friend who lives down under.
Well, no, I don't think there was anything in there specifically aimed at Finn. I think most of the bars were aimed at me. But at the same time, I think Finn is somewhat aligned with me. And so any of the smoke that I might be getting, he might get the secondhand smoke, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. So
it's been simmering. How many views did it have between July
you petty. You
18th?
So you pettier than me. Hey, hold on.
I'm on your side too. I mean, obviously, I have caught some smoke from this. If Finn's getting secondhand smoke, I'm getting thirdhand smoke.
Yeah. So, not that it matters. And let me just go ahead and say this: just because a piece of music or art or whatever has 7 views on whatever platform, that doesn't mean it's not a masterpiece, because I can't tell you how many times I've put out some of my greatest work. Hell, this podcast episode might only get 3 views. Who knows? That doesn't mean it's not full of good content. However, I do just want to make it known that we talking 7 views for 6 months. It was 17 if you went on there and counted, but I know at least 5 of those were me, and I know at least 4 of them were Finn, and I know Dobby was bumping it too. So, yeah, we had 17 views.
This was exclusive bumping because I didn't even know that this diss track existed. You didn't even tell me.
Did I not?
Maybe you did,
You,
and I
you
was
always be like, "Oh, you entertaining the negative energy, blah 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 blah." Blah.
It's true. It's true.
And then as soon as some negative energy, you want to be like, "Oh, I want to know what's going on." Blah, 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 blah. But anyways, I'll give you hell later. You can catch smoke later. Look, so not that it matters. It had about 17 views for about 6 months. And you know, the time felt right. I felt like some stars aligned and whatnot, and I was like, okay, it's time to talk about it. But
AKA you entering your toxic February.
you think it's toxic? I think what you call toxic, I call righteous.
All right. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, it's just time, you know.
Righteous indignation.
It might be righteous toxicity, but it's righteous nonetheless. But so yeah, I just figured it'd be best to do battle on my terms. Like, I didn't want to just hear a song of this guy talking bad about me and then just like do what they wanted me to do, which I felt was like go into the studio, get mad, and write some angry rhymes. Like, I'm not. See, here's what I feel like a lot of people don't get about me. Yes, I rap. Yes, that is true. But I don't really consider myself a rapper. Like, I'm not of that cloth where it's like I do the rapper things. Like, I'd much rather go to an open night blues jam than a cypher any day, you know. And so I'm hearing this and I'm a fan. Like, I love this song. I love the beat. I love the way the verses are put together. It's this crazy, stupid, grimy instrumental. It's mean, it's menacing. And the way they're rapping on this beat, man, they are coming for my head, bro. And I'm just 10 out of 10 impressed. Like, I'm legitimately just blown away at how good this song is.
And the fact that you got to be the muse for this angry rap.
Yes. And it's like, I feel like I'd be more upset if it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, if you drop a diss song at me and it was garbage, I'd really piss me off. But yeah, and it's like, if we get into like what they're saying, I really don't disagree with anything. You know, of course, he called me the B word. He called me a bitch, you know, and of course, I don't necessarily feel like I identify as a person who is a bitch, nor do I feel like I exhibit bitch-like behavior. But if, you know, that's his opinion, he's entitled to it. And, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I really wasn't disagreeing with anything that was being said. So I'm here for it all, man. I'm here for it. I love it, honestly.
Yeah, we'll post in the comment sections this song, as well as your, first of all, response to the song.
Yes.
And second of all, your response to the whole beef. But I mean, y'all can watch that, but we're talking about it here today.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of it. I guess let's talk about the origin of it, shall we? And then I will ask you how you got involved in this.
Yeah, let's talk about what was going on June 2024.
No, we got to go way back.
Further back. All right. What year? Like the impetus of Indie Club or
Yeah. So Indie Club was started with my guy Alton. I will refer to him as Swank. And also Ash. Ash is another rapper out of, well, I don't exactly know where he's from, but I met him at Montevallo, around Montevallo, whatever. And at first, it was just the three of us. It was just me, Ash, Alton, doing our thing. I ain't really know them that well, but I felt like they had a great bit of respect for my artistry. And so I was cool. I was rocking with them. And that went on for maybe like a year and some change. And eventually, Alton would move to California, to San Francisco. Me and Ash, we stayed here in Alabama. Now, this is where things get interesting. During this process is when Alton was reaching out and finding other talented people around the world and, you know, getting them to join this group. And so before you know it, we were like the damn like Justice League of you know, this. I don't really know how to explain it. It's very unique. It's very.
Tell us which nationalities were represented in the band.
So I think at one point in time, of course, you had the Americans. You had Micah. I want to say she was in Hong Kong. My boy Hugh was in Poland. My guy Finn was in Australia. My guy Jeb, he might have been Jeb. I can't remember if Jeb was in Australia or New Zealand, but he was over there somewhere. And so, just all. What are you looking at? You looking at this big bottle I got?
Yeah.
Yes, it's that hibiscus drink that I had on my Snapchat. Yeah.
I don't watch your Snapchat because I want to be taken by surprise when you give me all the smoke on air.
Oh, that's respectable. That's respectable. And that's also a good way of saying like, hey, bro, ain't nobody paying you no attention. But
just to inject you with a little humility.
Yeah.
Which you already got plenty of. But,
Keep me humble.
It don't hurt till you get a booster shot every once in a while. Mm-hmm. It just looked really good, and I was hopeful you were going to offer me some.
Do you want some?
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. It kind of throws you off at first because the hibiscus isn't like super hibiscusy.
That's great.
But so where are we at?
We were talking about Indie Club and all the nationalities that were represented, and the pandemic was a really high time for y'all.
No, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was because of like we were a COVID group. Everybody was in the house. Nobody was going anywhere. Everybody was locked down, and so we were just on the internet connecting with people making music. It was honestly just beautiful to be a part of. And not to mention, they're like everybody involved is just so talented. But mind you, a lot of these people I don't really know like that. We're just making music together. I don't like know them personally. I don't know what they got going on. So Swank would move to California, and time would go on where we're working remotely, whatever. I'm sending him verses, I'm producing on this and that, and blah blah blah. And this is where things come to a head. So he hits me and he's like, bruh, there's so much going on out here. I got a video shoot. I got, venues I'm trying to get booked and all this stuff. And he's just explaining to me all this sweet stuff.
Talking big.
Yeah. Like, oh man, I'm going to see if we can't have you out here at the same time. Finn's over here. Mind you, Finn is the guy from Australia. And so it's like, I'm thinking this is perfect. It's an opportunity for us all to be under the same roof, all working on some music. So I was like, yeah. Now, mind you, at the time, I'm down bad, bro. I was not doing good whenever we were going out there to San Fran. I was in bad shape. I was beefing with my landlady. I was fighting like multiple court. I was beefing with Jefferson County, Blount. I was into everything. I was not doing great. But nonetheless, I felt like it was imperative that I hopped on this opportunity. So I'm scraping up pennies to try to get a plane ticket. And me and Tanisha, we hopped on that plane and we went to San Francisco. Now, this is where I ask you, what in the hell was you doing in San Francisco the same time I was in San Francisco? What did you have going on? And why? What's going on here? What, how, what, where, what? Come on. I need explanations. Cause the more I think about it, the more it blows my mind that like, I was actually talking to Tay the other day. We're like, Calliope was in San Francisco. We were there. Like, yeah, she sure was. Like, yeah, no.
It was just happenstance.
It really was. But
yeah,
expand on that a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you know, fall 22, after we played our first festival with Soul Carnival, I drove out to the West Coast because I needed to get out of the South. I needed to get quiet. I needed to hear what my heart of hearts was saying. I had to get away from everyone and everything that I knew. Mm-hmm. And so I was bebopping around between Olympia, Washington, Reno, Nevada, the Bay Area, all that area. Mm-hmm. And part of that was just planting seeds so that I could do some touring. And so the fruit of all of that came in summer 23 mm-hmm. with Rebecca Egeland.
Shout out to Rebecca. We love you to death.
We love you to death. Rebecca Egeland is an incredible singer-songwriter based in Birmingham, Alabama. Mm-hmm. She curates a lot of amazing house shows. Just a really beautiful person. I'm really grateful that she and I paired up to go on tour together. So we were doing a run from San Fran all the way up to Seattle. And we just so happened to be there at the same time you were there. Yes.
So this brings me to the actual events that would take place in San Francisco. First off, shout out that venue, that
The
house.
Moishe house.
Shout out the Moishe house, man. Beautiful people, beautiful community. That was an awesome little show.
Yeah, so the Moishe houses are homes for like young Jewish professionals. They're all over the world in different cities, and it's to give, kids under the age of like I think 25 is the cutoff, the opportunity to live in big cities more affordably.
Yeah.
And part of what goes on in these houses is if you live there, you're responsible for putting together so many community events each month. And so Rebecca had a friend who had lived at a Moishe house at some point in time and was like, hey, check out a Moishe house if you're trying to get some gigs booked in the Bay Area. So we did a house show in Oakland. Shout out to my girl, Antonia. She's doing amazing and beautiful things. Hippie yoga goddess making beautiful vocal music with Molly James. They got a lot of really beautiful things coming out right now.
Nice.
And so Antonia put together a house show that we did in like on the border of Oakland and Berkeley, like quite literally the border of those two neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And so Rebecca and I invited Antonia to open for us at the Moishe House gig. So she was there. And yeah, that was the first time you met Rebecca in person, wasn't it?
Yeah, isn't it funny? I met her in California and she's from Birmingham.
Funny. That's so funny because you'd been trying to get in reaching out, cold contacting her to get Soul Carnival booked for some of these house shows that she does.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, yeah, that's what I was doing out there. I got a lot of love in my heart. San Francisco and Miami, Florida are like the two places I've traveled where I fell immediately into like my group of people.
That's crazy because that's polar opposites geographically.
Yeah.
But so, all right, let me think.
So we're there. We're Rebecca and I go. We set up. We do sound check. We're like, all right, time to like take a walk around the neighborhood. You and Tanisha are around, and Alton's old ladies with y'all trying to show y'all the neighborhood.
Yes.
And yeah, I was just asking her questions about the part of the world that she came from.
Right. Now, mind you, I feel like this is very important. The part of the world that she's from is India. Am I tripping, or are you not a yoga instructor?
I had just finished my yoga teacher training.
Okay.
Like in May, and then Rebecca and I were doing this tour in June.
Me personally, I feel like you would be I'd be looking at you sideways if you didn't have some questions.
Yeah.
Like personally. But
I wanted to understand what part of India she was from and, if she had any exposure to Hinduism growing up or what that might have been like because the yoga teacher training that I did was very classical yoga. It wasn't like the hot girl in yoga pants yoga. It was like we're wearing baggy white pants and yellow shirts.
Yeah, the real deal yoga.
We're like chanting and we're doing kirtan and we're learning Sanskrit.
Yeah, not the bastardized yoga that you see on TikTok.
Yeah.
While you're doom scrolling. Oh, don't get me started. So, with that being said, that brings me to, who this person is. Swank Soul Lady, and why I felt some type of way and how she was treating and how she was viewing the homie Opie Renee here. For whatever reason, she just came to the conclusion that like this is just this annoying ass country ass this bitch so ignorant and don't know nothing.
I didn't even put my accent on for her.
Oh my God, imagine if you did, bro.
The only reason I was walking slow is because those were big hills in San Francisco.
Yeah. And so my thing is we go our separate ways and she is just trashing you, bro. And me and Tay, we're looking at each other like, what did she say that has you so offended? Like, what did she say that has you so hot right now? All she really did was exist and ask you a couple countries about where you from, right? Now, I've got my own personal theories. I think maybe it could have been like an uncomfortable reminder for her that she ain't from here, and maybe that made her feel some type of way. But I really can't rationalize like what made her, so ready to turn up. But it's beside the point. What is beside the point is I didn't appreciate that at all. And I hit Swank like, hey bro, like I don't like this. I don't appreciate this. Mind you, we had got into, hold on, I got, let's see, we had 25 minutes. Okay, I got to tell you about this little kerfuffle we got into. So, there's a comedian and voice actor called Ownage Pranks. Okay, Ownage Pranks is like an OG of old YouTube. He pretty much retired from YouTube now because he can't really exist in this social climate. But what he does is he's a voice actor that has several different characters. He's got Tyrone, who's this big black dude talk like, "Dude, man, what's up, man?" Right, and then he'll talk like Book Lao, which is like this Vietnamese lady, and he's got all these different voices, right? And so one of them is this Indian character named Rakesh, and we're playing a Rakesh video for Anna. Oh, I said her name. Well, cat's out the bag. Whatever. I ain't gonna edit it out. Her name Anna. Whatever. Do something. Anyways, so like, she thinks it's hilarious, right? We're all laughing, kiki and haha, and having a great time. And then I think it was Tay that let it spill that, hey, this is not actually an Indian person that is making this content, and she gets livid. She gets fuming mad that this isn't an Indian person. Not that it was, like a huge deal in my mind. I didn't think that this was going to be something that offended her. But so she's fighting mad. And then she's like mad at me that I'm not also mad. She's mad at me because I'm not sharing this rage because I don't think it's a big deal. Because mind you, it's like he does a black guy voice, and that didn't piss me off that he's not black. Like, I still think it's funny that he convinced, like, if I had listened to some of these videos where he does his Tyrone voice, I legitimately would have thought it was a black person. The fact that it's not, I personally think that's more funny, right? So whatever.
Well, there's something I feel that I gotta say.
Say it.
It just in general, it breaks my heart when people assume that you are an enemy because you don't get mad about the same things that they get mad about. Like, the undertone is, if you don't care about what I care about, then you're an asshole. And I have I've lost some friends recently for that reason, and it breaks my heart. It's very sad. Yeah,
it's very sad. But mind you, it's like a lot of the people wouldn't even be able to fathom the things that make me mad. But, and I'm sure you can probably relate to that a little bit as well. But the point I'm trying to make is, out of the blue, she was just like, "I bet you like Dave Chappelle too." And I was just like caught off guard because I was like, that's such a loaded, complicated question, because this is when Dave had like pissed off all the gays out there. And it's like, I'm somebody who grew up on Chappelle's show. And so when I think of Dave Chappelle, I think of like the comedy skits that he was doing in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's such an integral part of like so many people's culture.
Yeah.
And it's like so many people reference some of the, so it's like, it's a very loaded question to ask me. Like, and anyways, Swank shows up. He sees that we're into it. He like banishes her. Yeah. He's like, "Hey, bro, you got to go. We over here trying to have a good time and blah, blah, blah. You got to go." And so like she leaves and like goes off and visits one of her friends or something and doesn't come back until me and Tay leave. I can't make it up. Now, of course, I'm sure that they'll claim like that wasn't the case. That's what happened.
Man.
One way or another. But look, ultimately the reason why me and bro, stopped, I guess, being friends is because I saw how he lived, and like he wasn't living what he was portraying in some of this music. And I also didn't appreciate how he would have like, gun bars. You know what I mean when I say gun bars, just anything that references guns, gunplay, any type of violent action involving a firearm type shit. Like, now that I see who this man was, that really kind of pissed me off because I've lost a lot of people to gun violence. And so me, as I get older and as I get mature, I'm not really trying to hear about your gun bars, bro. I don't really care about how many people how big your gun is. Like, I just, if you ain't really outside living that, and I ain't trying to hear all that. Yeah. Right. And so I called him out on some of these things, and it's like, of course, this was after we got back from San Francisco. We had a big long call. You might have remembered it. You might not. It doesn't matter. But
yeah, we're in Brax's basement.
Yeah. So I just explained like, "Hey man, creatively, I respect you. This ain't what I'm trying to do. I don't necessarily think that I can be a part of this in the way that I previously thought. and I felt like it was somewhat cordial. Well, my guy here didn't. He did not feel like it was cordial. And I thought I did a very good job of like thanking him for his hospitality, because at the end of the day, like he did share his space, his crib. For a good portion of the time that me and Tay was out there, we were just like running around like at Airbnbs and stuff like that, hotels, whatever. But you know, for a decent portion of our stay out there, we were at his house, and so I thanked him for his hospitality, and I felt like everything was smooth. Felt like everything was fine. And then lo and behold, here come the diss tracks.
Fahrenheit.
Now, yeah, the Fahrenheit happened.
Well, I think I want to rewind just a little bit, because you're not telling people like, you know, you can't rap about this stuff. I'm tired of hearing about it. What I feel like you're really saying is rap about what you know. Don't rap about what you think people want to hear about.
Yeah.
And that's really... And if you don't know, get curious and ask questions.
Yeah, it's the authenticity. And that's what another thing that he was like mocking me for in the Fahrenheit. This was like, oh, I'm so authentic. It's like, yeah, I don't care about whether or not I'm rapping about relevant topics. I don't care about whether or not, you know, I'm rapping about what's popular. Like I'm not doing this for anybody else other than my own psyche. Like this is coming from a very spiritual, therapeutic place for me, and it's like
you and I write for a very similar reason.
Yes.
We write because we have to.
Yes. Something about necessary, you know. And
yeah, art is good if it's necessary. I believe that's Rumi.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that. But anyway, so like the first guy on that Fahrenheit track, I don't know him. He wasn't in the group when I was in the group like that for real. He might have been in the group like barely while I was in the group, but not like long enough for me to interact with them.
Man, I would low key love to share this episode with them and see if they want to have a conversation about it. But I also know that it would likely be impossible to have a conversation with someone who is so enraged by the story they're telling themselves.
No, man, because like I don't know all of them. Some of them might be down to like talk. What really breaks my heart is Micah, bro. Micah really breaks my heart, bro.
Yeah, Hong Kong girl.
Yeah, cause like okay, so here's some lore. Here's some lore. The Soul Carnival song, play that song when it rains. Play this song when it rains. Whatever it is.
To do better.
I know that joint. That was originally for Indie Club. I had originally wrote that song with Micah in mind, and so anybody that's like really up in my business, there's a demo version I put on SoundCloud. That was so Micah could have an understanding of how I wanted it to go, because I wanted it to be her song. And look at how things ended up, bro. I'm kind of fortunate in a way that things happened when they did, because in retrospect, I think that suits your voice and Tiara's voice a lot better with the instrumentation of Soul Carnival, right? But nevertheless, like I had that in mind. Like I had a whole project that I had really put my foot into for Micah. And I thought me and Micah were cool, because like I reached out and I was like, hey, you know, me and Swank fell out. Are you still trying to work on music and collab and this and that? And she was like, yeah. And then I never heard from her again. So that means that Swank must have got to her and told her whatever.
Stories are powerful. And yeah. I hate that we live in a day and age where it feels like the only choice you have is to pick a side.
I mean, I guess. Ain't no telling what Swank told that girl, though.
Yeah.
He could have told her anything.
Yeah.
And she's so far removed from me.
Actually having ever, met you.
Yeah.
Because like you said, y'all were just bouncing music back and forth. You didn't really know each other.
Exactly. I just knew that she had crazy talent. I loved her voice, and I loved the way that she approached her music. So, yeah, no, Mike is a star. I give anything if we could just like figure out a way to get her, you know, over. Like she should be on big stages, big screens, all of that. But it's just like she doesn't have the best hand in her. Card in her hand. Card. I was trying to make a card reference. I dropped the ball. It don't matter, but you get what I'm trying to say. But anyways, look, I'm going to say all this. All of this came to a climax with me realizing, hey, it's time for smoke. And I'm not the type to make no diss song. I'm just not about to go in the studio and write an angry poem at a guy. Like, I'm just not the guy. Like, I don't do that. And so Buddy thought he was going to get some bars, and I gave him a Black History lesson. sitting in my car at WC Patton Park. I felt like it was a very Cash thing to do. I don't necessarily want to claim like I'm taking the high ground here, but at the same time, I'm just not trying to do battle in the way that old buddy is trying to do battle. And like, I don't even really want to fight him. Like, I think that he's valid in a lot of ways. If he thinks that I'm a B word, okay, cool. More power to you, buddy.
I appreciate the way you handle negativity.
That's funny.
Yeah, you really squoze that lemon, made something yummy with it.
I reckon. Hey, I love, and see, that's my thing. I love lemon flavored desserts are my favorite. I love like lemon tarts, lemon custard, lemonade, lemon pies. I love lemon flavored stuff. Yeah. We've been making lemonade out here.
Yeah. So shout out to our sponsors, Big Bag of Lemons. I like to buy myself a big bag of lemons every month from Costco, and I try to embody what it means to be a lemon. I put it in my tea. I put it in my water. I put it in my food.
Yeah, I need to get on this Costco thing, bro. I need to see what the deal is. I need to see what the deal is with Costco and what's the other one? Sam's Club. I need to see what's going on with Sam's Club, bro. I don't got no.
I feel like Costco is TJ Maxx and Sam's Club is Ross.
Ooh. Okay. Cool. As long as none of them are Target, I gotta stay away from Target. I can't be going in Target, bro.
You got any sponsors you want to shout out?
Yeah, man. We got a special shout out to our sponsor, me, nigga. Yeah, holla at your boy. I get some money. Yeah. What you thought this was? We outside. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm trying to think. I guess that's pretty much it, bro. We pretty much covered everything. We covered how you got involved in this. We covered the story of the Indie Club and what they are. Go check their music out, bro. They still a thing. They still trucking, man, and they're still doing phenomenal thing. Oh, also shouts out to George, bro. George Hartline. He was really out here just like hyping me up when It's funny because he's like the last person I expected to be like, oh, what's happening? What's going on? But yeah, that's George for you. We got big things in the work. Call me, George. Holla at me, bruh. When you get back from California, man, bang my line. What else? I'm trying to think. Am I missing anything else?
Do we want to let you guys know that we're open to feedback. We want to include you guys more. We've put ourselves out there. Y'all know about how we became friends, how we think, what we do. What do you want to hear more about? We got an email down in the description, so send us any thoughts, comments, suggestions, concerns,
questions, comments, confessions.
Yeah, all that.
Hold on. Actually, chill on the confessions. I ain't trying to get like scarred out here, bro. Because man, whew. Anyways, I think that'll do it. Are we good? We ain't even hit 40.
Man, I think we just got to stick a fork in it.
I think we need to stick a fork in it.
This is the distillation process. We're doing shorter form, and it's not going to be short if I keep talking about it. So stick a fork in it. Damn it.
Until next February.